Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to. What are you doing? You're like spinning
Oh, I
around.
didn't know we were starting. My fault. My fault.
Welcome back to BlockTalks episode 2. We got a goat here with
There's
us.
a goat.
This is all of you viewers. You are goats, greatest of all time. Whoa,
Whoa!
yo, bro
What
has the
the heck?
hops. Bro has the hops. What was that, dude? What?
I don't know,
Dude,
dude.
I did not know they could balance like that. For a second, I
Dude,
thought
can
he like despawned in front of me, dude. What the heck?
can you ride these guys? I want to try. Oh, I'm buried in snow. I want to try and ride him. You know what I'm saying? See
That
if I can do
sounds
that.
suspicious.
Yo, chill, chill. That's not how I meant it.
Okay, so in this episode, I think what I'm gonna build us a little base here, like a kind of like a cabin thing against this wall here.
Sure, that's a good temporary because this will be like a forward operations base while
Yeah,
we
it'll just be
build
something
our
small.
whole. Exactly.
I'll
Okay,
make
here's
us
what I'm
both the
thinking.
room though.
I meant to bring this up before we started recording, but I think it's okay. So, I think that like our main uh building should be exactly where we're set up right now,
Hmm.
and then we'll clear out this little ridge that goes to this cave where we can walk out. We'll clear out this whole ridge so that it's a firm pathway to this cave, and on that pathway it will be completely flat, and we can have all of our outdoor like foyered type of things going on, like our
Yeah, we'll
yeah,
have to get
like
rid
our
of all
courtyard.
of this snow.
That's what it's called, a courtyard. We'll have a freaking sorry courtyard.
Okay. In this episode, honestly, what I need from you, Sean, I need you to be a slave for me. I need you to get us lots of materials. Can you
Bet.
can you get coal and cobblestone? I need you to get us lots of stone because we have plenty of wood from my last episode, but we don't have enough stone to build the house. So
Okay.
specifically, get like lava buckets, coal, anything you need to like smelt stone so we can get stone bricks. That's what we need right
Okay.
now.
That sounds good. I'm gonna make myself like my own little storage system so that I know where I'm putting all my stuff. My inventory is pretty crazy looking.
I need to make an axe. And okay, give me some
Dude, I accidentally
sticks.
made a bunch. I accidentally made like a whole stack of slabs, and I don't have anything to do with them.
Oh,
I feel ripped off.
that's unfortunate.
You can use them to build, man, if you want.
Oh, also bring this gold pickaxe when you go mining. It has Fortune 2 on it, so if you see anything
Dang.
good, it doesn't work on like diamonds or anything, but if you see iron
I was
or
okay. So it works
coal,
on iron. What doesn't it work on? Just diamonds, emeralds. What about?
just
Pretty
things
sure.
things you can't mine because it's gold and it sucks. But it works on iron and coal and lapis and stuff. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Ow! Whoa! The goat is spitting at me, bro.
Yeah, they
It's
do
mad at
that
me.
sometimes.
That's silly. I'm excited to see what you whip up, dude, because you're pretty good at building. Anyway, what do we want to talk about, my
Sucks we
friend?
have to be separated again so soon, but you know, it's okay. Honestly,
Oh, boy.
you know what I want to talk about, and you don't have to talk about this if you don't want to, but we mentioned briefly that you actually finally had a talk with. You said you'd tell me about it later, but
I want you to bleep out that name when you go and
yeah, I
edit
will. Sorry, I totally
it. But no, but that's
spaced that.
okay. That's okay.
I will totally bleep out her name. I forgot.
But yeah, so my girlfriend.
As I said, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah, I know the feeling. Probably about the same feeling that Elon Musk felt when he accidentally did a freaking Hitler salute.
No, yeah, definitely. Where you're just like, yeah,
Oh,
it wasn't supposed to happen that way, but okay.
or at least I hope he felt that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, me and my girlfriend that we've been dating for like 2 months. We finally had a talk, and I, we ended up breaking up because I tried to bring her over and wrap up one of those political discussions that we were having and
Oh,
getting
really?
into. I tried to wrap it up so that we didn't end on any sort of like bad terms because that shit was really heartbreaking. Like the fact that we had to say goodbye to each other with hard feelings there, that's the most heartbreaking part of it. If we just say goodbye to each other because we know it's time, that's not that bad at all. But so I tried to bring her over and wrap it up, and we wrapped it up, but then it led into another conversation about kind of the same topic, which then got out of hand in and of itself, and it was really stupid and like I don't know. It I was so like livid by the end of it. She's not very fun to disagree with, to be honest. And
Hmm.
that's like a personality thing. So I'm not blaming her. I'm blaming like the dynamic between us. I would like to think that I'm pretty intelligent and I'm like, able to have conversations, but also being intelligent is kind of my issue because I can't like bounce between topic to topic to topic. I have to see an idea to the very 100% end. And if my idea that I expressed is not accepted by the person I'm talking to and properly digested in the way I want it to be, then I'm not going to let it go. I'm going to keep talking about it, and my girlfriend was the type of person who just wants to spitball and continue evolving the conversation, even if I didn't feel like my point was justified. So,
So you guys didn't really have the ending you would have wanted, basically.
nah.
How are you feeling about that? Does it feel like that lack of closure is weighing on you, like, or are you pretty comfortable with just leaving it off how it ended?
Um, I'm comfortable. It's definitely taken some time to accept how it ended, but I think I'm okay with it.
Ow. Do you have a bed?
I do.
Can you sleep for us?
I can.
Hmm. Well,
Anyway,
yeah. So that's pretty
okay,
much
I'm
all
gonna
there is
go.
to it. Oh,
Yeah, that's all
yo,
there is
watch
to
out,
it. I'm
watch
gonna
out, watch
go.
out, watch out.
Don't get my stuff. I'm coming back. I swear.
Yo, there's a phantom attacking me. I don't even have my spawn here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's
Okay, pick up the
several.
bed and place it. Pick up the bed, place it, and sleep. Do that.
Do this sketch.
Yeah, it's sketch for sure. And I'm like surrounded by mobs.
No, no! Wait, will I spawn here? Oh,
Oh!
I spawned here.
Okay, try it again. Try it again. I'm just avoiding mobs right now.
I can't believe I just died.
Yeah, dude, we really need to make we really need to make
Oh
a
my
base. This is
gosh,
ridiculous.
this little baby zombie. Ugh. He took your sword and all your armor, Sean. He literally is a shield. Oh my, dude, I'm not gonna
That's
be able to fight this dude. He's way stronger than me.
You don't have a sword?
Dude, he's full iron armor. Oh my gosh.
Okay, but if you time your hits, then he'll never even touch you. You just gotta time it.
Dude, what? He literally has all the gear.
We'll probably skip from the video until we get this figured
No,
out.
I
Like
killed
we're
him. I
actually
killed him.
Okay, okay. Closure.
But yeah, sort of honestly, like, I already told you this, but yeah, I was talking to my manager at work and he says they're like understaffed, so he scheduled me for like 46 hours these next
Yeah.
few weeks, and I've never worked that many hours in a week before. Like, on the one hand, the pay is definitely going to be worth it. But on the other hand, I don't know, part of me is like a little bit intimidated, I guess. Like, I definitely know that I can handle it. I'm not worried about it necessarily, but I am a little bit intimidated just because I've never done anything like that. I don't know.
I get where you're coming from. If you ever need any advice, like let me know. Kind of the only thing I could tell you is just like check out, of reality.
Like, you
And
did like
like
literally like an 80-hour week at the same job, right? What was that like?
yeah. It was I mean, not fun, but I feel like you just need to learn how to enjoy working. I think that I'm not saying you don't know how to do that. I'm saying that like the money or the fun times or the laughs, like that's not what you're going for. You're going to put your head down. That's the point. You're putting your head down and you're working and that's all you're doing. And if you can find the beauty in that, then, take a week to do that.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I think it's sort of like a certain like spirit you have to cultivate for just like being able to
Yeah,
put your head down and just get through it, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
definitely just passing hours like that is not the easiest thing in the world to do sometimes, but it's 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 one of those things like, everyone has to deal with at some point in their life, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's gonna have patches where things are harder, where they're kind of just pushing through a lot, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
This definitely been one of those periods in my life, and I don't know. It's weird. On the one hand, it was like I was already kind of feeling a little bit overwhelmed with all these things going on, and then my manager comes to me and he's like, "Do you want to work 46 hours next week? Like more than double the amount of hours you're working?" And part of me wanted to like say no and say like I'm kind of going through some stuff right now, but the other half of me was just like, "No, actually, yeah, that sounds like a good idea at this point in my life." I don't know.
True. By the way, my bet is going to be the one against this left post. I don't know if you can see where I'm at, but right here.
Okay, yeah. Oh, let me think about this. How is the best plan to even do this? This looks weird right now. But yeah, you should just get us some stone and I'll, can you sleep for us real quick, actually?
I can, yeah. And I'll take a bed into the cave so that I can sleep just in case. Well, you're going to be chilling up here next to the beds.
3, yeah, 4, 5.
Okay, I'm grabbing all the food I can get and then I'm headed off.
Okay, that's fair. Maybe like right there, another post. And then like right here. I don't know. I do not know what I'm doing. I'm gonna level with you, my good sir. You know, you never know what you're doing when it comes to a build in Minecraft until it starts to take shape. I feel like I've been a big perfectionist for a lot of my life, and it's definitely held me back because I wanted to have like a perfect plan. Like I wanted to have the blueprints before I started building. But I've sort of had to realize like if you just trust the process, if you just keep placing a block at a time, trying to move forward, like it'll kind of just naturally take shape, and it'll never be like what you expected, but and it might not live up to like what you know you're capable of, but it's still better than having nothing to show for it. You know what I mean? Like
It's definitely
like
better than being in analysis paralysis mode and trying to foresee the future. Yeah.
exactly. Like so many things in my life, like I've known what it could be, and I tried to create that, and it fell short of that. And so I kind of like let it get to me, and I stopped wanting to put an effort. But with this last YouTube channel, I really realized like, you know, creating something imperfect is better than creating nothing at all when I know that I want to make something, you know, when I know that I want to do something.
Amen.
So it's
Amen.
just like, yeah, it's just a matter of finding what you care enough about to be willing to be imperfect as you begin, you know what I mean? Because it is
Yeah.
going to be imperfect as you begin. No one has the luxury of being an expert when they're a beginner, you know? No amount of natural
Yeah.
talent is going to make up for the experience you need.
Yeah, and I feel like it's also important to like cultivate a bubble of self-importance where you're not listening to like the I don't know, either the voices in your head or other people's like actual criticisms based on what your creative passions are. If you have like it's important to cultivate self-respect enough to even try, you know, like what we're talking about to just take a leap of faith requires a certain level of trust in yourself that you're not going to let yourself down. But it's like, yeah, man, that's where self-love comes in. You love
Yeah,
yourself so that
especially
you
because
can
it's
make
like,
mistakes.
I don't know if necessarily everyone's going to have people like doubting them, but I think definitely like people who care about you might, you know, think it's in your best interest to like sort of like tell you how it is in their minds to like kind of lower your expectations in case you fail. Like people are going to tell you
Yeah.
that you're not seeing all of the possibilities, that it's going to be way harder than you expect, or that you're not as good as you think you are, or things. And it's not always them just like being like rude and doubting you completely.
Doubters.
Sometimes it's like the people we care about most are going to doubt us, but it's like you have to just
They're
have,
good.
like you were saying, enough faith in yourself to know that like although it's not perfect now, although it might never be perfect, it's worth putting effort into, and it's better than not doing it at all. I think this
Amen.
can apply to like literally anything in life, because like yeah, especially if you're trying to like do something kind of out there with your career, especially a lot of people who care about you are going to tell you like it's unrealistic.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that it's easy to let that get to you, but it's really usually just because they care about you, which is interesting.
For real. I'm coming back with a bunch of coal for you, and so I can make some torches, and then I'm going back.
Bet. Yeah, because we need a lot of stone for this build, or it's going to look weird.
It's gonna be too woody.
The thing is, like, yeah, I'm the sort of builder where it looks bad at first, you know what I mean? Like, it definitely does not take shape perfectly as I begin because I don't know what I'm doing. I just freestyle it. And not
That's
only
sick.
do I freestyle it, but I usually like make something and then I just keep editing it. It's like when I got into drawing for a while, I'm terrible at drawing, but if I've realized like if I let how the image gets to me affect me, then I would just quit drawing. But if I just keep drawing, keep looking at it and seeing all the problems with it, but not letting it, you know, like dissatisfy me if I just keep drawing anyway, eventually it starts to kind of take shape into something and then eventually I'm like pretty satisfied with it. So in a way it's like the first stroke of your pencil doesn't determine the entirety of what you're trying to create, you know what I mean? Like what it is now does not have to be what it becomes. Like how good you are at this skill is not how good you're always going to be. And sort of everyone has to deal with sucking at it for a while, you know. That's just part of life, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, you either suck at something for a little bit and continue doing it, or you suck at it and give up and just continue sucking at things. I
Exactly,
guess.
yeah. Like there's no
Yeah.
you don't get to just like not try when you fail and then keep at the things you're perfect at right when you begin because there's nothing you're going to be perfect at right when you begin, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's some kids that like have, the mental acuity to just like tell you what 600 times a million is, like right off the bat. I mean,
600
obviously,
million.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
obviously that's pretty. But you know what I'm saying? There's some mathematical geniuses, some prodigy piano players, and you're just like, what do you have in your brain that's allowing you to do this just right off the jump? But that's like one in a few 100 million people that are gifted with anything like that at all. So it's not something to factor into the equation. That's just a outlier that
Yeah,
most
and
of us aren't born with.
I feel like we focus too much on those specific cases. You know,
Yeah,
it's sort of like the nihilist in us uses those as like the best example for like why you're like
yeah,
validated and
dude.
feeling
Like,
the negative, pessimistic way you are. It's like, well, I tried so hard and I failed, and look at this guy. He was like perfect at it from day one, and then they almost use that to
exactly
like justify why they're quitting. But
why they're not doing it in the first place. Like, if you think the guitar is the most beautiful human creation ever, and you want to play it so badly, but you just keep comparing yourself to like these beginner prodigies before you even begin, yeah, you're never gonna start. You know.
dude, I hate snow, bro. I don't know why I picked this place.
I told you that in the first episode. Everybody go watch the first episode and point out the timestamp where I said this is a bad idea.
I hate snow. Yeah. Well, just like all the snowballs that fill your inventory, it's like it's a
Oh.
really tedious process of
Oh,
walking over
oh,
and
oh,
emptying it
oh.
all out.
Shh, shh, shh. Give me a
What?
second. I pissed off an Enderman.
Oh. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like I don't know. The reason I decided on this, even though I kind of hate snow, is just because it's like it's an environment that I've never built in before, and I like doing things that are unique and new. You know what I mean? I think once you start to see progress in one direction, it's easy to not just. Why did I just make an axe? I was trying to make a pickaxe.
Why did you make an axe?
Did you take any iron with you?
I did. I made armor with all of the iron because I knew I'd get more iron, and I need the armor if I'm gonna survive the cave.
Valid. But yeah, it's like once you start to make progress at one thing, it might be easier to just like want to just lean on that same direction. Like with building in Minecraft, if I'm like good at building one specific type of building with one specific type of wood, or in one specific biome, then I feel like that'll just hold me back in the long term. You know what I mean? So I mean, I don't know. I don't like necessarily. This isn't the perfect environment to build in, but that's how it'll be a new experience for me. You know.
Yeah.
Seek discomfort because that's what builds you into who you need to be. Wish you wouldn't have taken all the iron though, because like I'm gonna need a lot of tools for this.
I'm sorry. We just didn't have a lot, honestly.
Yeah, you'll have to get us some while you're getting stone. Here's a stone shovel. I guess this will do.
Damn it. There's so many Endermen that I'm pissing off.
It's because we're playing in hard mode. I think there's a lot more Endermen in hard mode than normal. Or easy. Or peaceful, of course. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I have no idea what the plan is with this building. I thought it was going to be smaller, but then the shape kind of looked weird. So now I'm just going with my gut a little bit. I feel like there's always
Fair.
some part of you that, I don't know, there's some part of you that knows what it's doing a little bit more than your mind does. And sometimes your mind will tell you, like, you're being crazy, this looks terrible, but your heart is
I
like,
agree.
keep at it over time and it'll be beautiful, trust, man.
Yeah, dude, have you ever listened to Rick Rubin talk on any podcasts?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
He's a creative genius.
Hmm.
He does music. He's like a producer. He is the most well-known producer ever, but you know, he doesn't even look like a dude that would produce. He just does it. And he has all sorts of talks on podcasts about how like about creative ingenuity. Like one thing that he said that really stuck out to me is that the universe wants something to exist, and if it chose you to have the idea, you're either going to enact on it and bring it to fruition or not, and then someone else is going to have the idea. Like, and this ties in with the science of like, I don't know, kind of like the hinting of a social memory complex within animals, because you have that monkey experiment where on one island you teach the monkeys to like clean their bananas or whatever the hell, and then on another island where you haven't even interacted with these monkeys, it's the same species, they also start cleaning their potatoes, it was not bananas. And it's like, how did they even recognize that?
Yo.
And also
No, sorry, continue.
I've had moments like that before where I've got an idea for something and I want to make it happen, but something falls through. And then in my close sphere of reality, I see that thing come to fruition at someone else's hand. And I'm like, whoa, like the universe really just wanted that thing for sure.
Almost like you had a good idea and you didn't act upon it, and then you feel like someone stole it after you, and you're like, I should have done this.
No, well, what I'm saying is the universe wants things to exist. The universe decides that it's time for this thing to exist, and so it bestows upon you the idea of it. Like, in a
Interesting.
sense. Yeah. What the flip just even happened, bro? Like, oh my gosh.
Creeper got to you.
Is that what it says in the chat? Because I got hit by like 5 things at once. I had full hearts. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oof. That's rough. That's a rough one.
Yeah, and I don't have an iron sword anymore, huh?
I don't even know what my plan is for this compound here. It's looking a little bit strange. Like I said, I'm not the greatest builder, but if I keep at it, I can usually make something pretty cool. Let me throw this in here real quick. Do we have any other cobblestone?
Do you have any sticks in your inventory?
Yeah, I have lots of sticks. Here,
Just give me like 2.
here's a stack.
Thanks.
I had a whole stack of sticks waiting for your question.
Okay, I put it all back in the chest. I'm going back.
Alrighty. Godspeed.
Anyway, that's something that Rick Rubin touched on that I think is really cool, and I've seen it in my own life, so I would attest to it just from personal experience. And
This is gonna sound weird, but I can totally relate to that in like a really big way because like, okay, so how do I even begin this? You know, back in the day, I had this YouTube channel where I was playing Skyrim and talking about life, and that was called the Skyrim and Life series on this YouTube channel, and that was like, I want to say like a year ago or something maybe, and it didn't do very well, and I ended up eventually not stopping doing it, but it was like a Skyrim Let's Play talking about life, and I didn't feel like there was really like a market for that kind of thing, I guess. That's why I stopped doing it, but then this guy named Nico came along and started making like kind of what we're doing now. He inspired me to get back into it, of like doing basically just Minecraft videos but talking about life over the top of it. And part of me literally feels like I had this vision of people making like motivational or self-help like content over gaming a long time ago, and I should have acted upon it and I didn't, and now there's this massive wave of people doing that exact same thing, and it's awesome. Like, I'm glad to be a part of it now because I was kind of like ahead of my time a little bit, already trying to do that a while ago. But it's interesting, you know. It makes me wonder what would have happened if I had a better plan, or if I could have been the one to kind of start the movement back then, if I had done it just a little bit differently. But I mean, I have no regrets
Interesting.
with how everything has turned out. I'm really happy with kind of what's been happening with my YouTube journey and all that. But it's
Good.
interesting. Very
That
interesting.
is interesting because back then, people were probably doing COD commentary, so it was probably like completely different to see it within Minecraft.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
mean,
sure.
people like I'm not like that into the history of all that. There were COD commentaries back in the day, but the way I understand it, they weren't necessarily like how they are nowadays. They like weren't necessarily like about self-help. It was just more like
I
just
mean, it was
general
people.
stuff
It was
going
people
on.
just using the platform of YouTube to connect with each other through stories of, relatable stories. Like
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I guess it's
go on
true,
and
yeah.
play my favorite video game and tell you about my finances and like my thoughts on my
Did
finances
you
and
watch a
feelings
lot of those
about it.
old school COD commentary channels at all or no?
I've actually ever since like we started getting into this niche of commentary gaming, like I've looked at a couple and a couple of them from back when, and they're good. They're pretty cool. They're like
Hmm,
super retro feeling. Like it's as if there was a whole different vibe. It was a whole different world back then, I feel like. And that wasn't even that long
interesting.
ago. It's like the social memory complex, man. It just evolves in interesting ways. The status quo of the world and humans just changes, which is interesting to think about.
Hmm, interesting. Very
The
interesting.
perspective,
Yeah,
especially because
I'm glad you
technology is
said that.
advancing so fast.
Yeah,
So we've got
definitely.
new things to think about all the time. We're always getting information quicker and quicker and quicker.
This looks
But
absolutely terrible. I'm gonna level with you. That's what I'm talking about. Like I don't know. I have an idea for something and I try it out and it doesn't work, and I change it a little bit and I try it out. I think that's like if you want to get anything done in life, I guess. I think that's kind of how you do it. You know what I mean? So you just try, and if it fails, you try again, and just keep trying until it starts to look a little bit less weird.
100%.
Okay, so it would look something like. Let me clear away some of this junk.
I haven't found any lava to put in buckets yet, but I found lots of coal, and now I'm focusing on cobblestone. So
That's good. That's good. Did you find your armor or anything, or no?
yeah, I got everything back.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. I guess
The
you
reason I died is just it was a controlled scenario, but literally all of the mobs at once attacked me with their hit, and I was like, oh my gosh.
that's valid. I wish we had footage for both of us I could show.
That's what I'm saying. Once I get a better computer, you can teach me how to use whatever software you do.
You know, I think it's interesting. Like last year and this year has been like a big has been a big lesson for me in like being sort of a student. You know what I mean? Like being at the bottom of the mountain in a way. Like I had to adjust and get onto this diet. I had to learn a lot of new skills. I began a lot of new things, and I feel like there's almost like this natural pattern with like any and the Spanish thing. It's almost like this natural pattern with everything in life where like there's so much resistance at the beginning, there's so much like doubt in the beginning, and you know as it like evolves, it feels like it's even more difficult than you thought it would be, but then eventually for some reason like I don't know, that feeling goes away, and then you just feel the progress and the continuity of your life. I've just been learning this lesson of like putting in effort and not seeing results in like a clear way, all at once, but it feels like I'm slowly being like drip fed, my progress throughout the year and last year and stuff.
Right, I agree. A lot of the things that I've learned this last year have been very similar. Like one big thing that I've learned is a vocabulary difference in the way that I view self-help because there's two words that you need to change in your vocabulary. Motivation and discipline. Those are not the right words to describe what you're trying to learn. Discipline is actually just self-control and self-respect and self-love, cultivating an inner lotus of control and self-respect and like just doing what you know you need to do for the sake of loving yourself and understanding yourself. So that's what discipline is. Motivation, that's not the right word. It's momentum. So in the beginning, if you're literally laying face down in the mud, like life has pushed your face into the dirt, First, you need to have self-love. You need to realize that this is not optimal. This is not what you're worth. You're worth more than that. And for some people, that's like a huge hurdle. That's been a huge hurdle for me in the past, but you got to get through it eventually. And so out of self-love, you finally start dragging yourself through the mud, and it actually hurts more than sitting there. That's why people take so long to get started respecting themselves and increasing their, status with themselves and in their life, is because it hurts to start dragging your face in the mud, and your face is in the mud. You know what I'm saying? And so, but then after a while, you start to you could bleep that. Sorry, you could bleep that if you want. You start to freaking crawl, dude. You start to get on your hands and knees. You start to actually get up, and that's momentum, and that actually fuels some sort of fire that I could not describe. If you know what it is, then you know what I'm talking about. It just starts to ignite something within you if you really desire something. It always does. It never ceases to. So those are big lessons I've learned.
Interesting. How what did that look like for you? Like what big failures have you had that kind of taught you that? If you had to kind of put into words.
Well, a lot of these it's a lot of mental game for me, honestly, man. I've talked to you about this before. I struggle with self-worth. I struggle with feeling like I'm deserving of my passions and dreams. But, it's like so many people live suboptimal lives. I went and I was an electrician in the southern part of the state that we live in, and I was surrounded by people who were miserable and essentially hated their lives and had to slave away every day. And not to mention, we have an economy that's absolute crap. Like, you used to be able to do that and be fulfilled and have a nice truck and get by in the world with some middle class labor job like that. But it's just not true anymore, simply because of the corruption in our government and the misuse of our currency and the incompetence in our foreign exchange. And I don't know. So it's kind of just like coming to grips with the terms of the world I'm growing up in has led me to understand more about myself at the exact same time, more of what I'm thinking about and why sometimes I feel motivated and why sometimes I feel like I'm worthless and I should just slave away or join the military. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to want to dream bigger because you know that the world isn't fair. I feel that way a lot where I know what my potential could be. I know that genuinely I could have everything I want out of my life, and I want to work towards that. But sometimes it doesn't feel like I'm worthy of that. It feels like so many people don't have the opportunities I have, and so it's hard to want to act upon that or believe that I deserve more or I can have more because some people aren't as blessed as me. You know what I mean? When I was in Thailand and Vietnam for those 3 months, earlier this year, or I guess last year, I really, really felt that because I was like, what right do I have to achieve all my dreams and do everything I want with my life when these people don't necessarily have that same option? If I really did become a published author and really did, I don't know, do something important with this YouTube and did start to
make an impact.
Yeah, make an impact. It's is that fair to all the people who weren't able to have that same opportunity? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's I guess that's just kind of how life is some people don't have the opportunity. And I don't know.
Yeah, and to bring it back to what we were talking about earlier about family and their view on your dreams, I've had so many times where me and my father will conflict about what I should do with my life, and it breaks my heart because he's like, "Listen, kid, I had you, and that's the most meaningful thing I've ever done. I'm just working. I'm just working and playing video games in my free time, and that is fulfilling. I have found the meaning of life. I have found love, and I promise you, you can find it if you go down the path that I did. And I have my own reasons as to why I want to try for more than that. The way I see it, my parents accidentally had me. They didn't choose to have me. So if they did have any dreams and ambitions, they had to kill them. They had to bury them in the ground for the sake of having me. So I am blessed, absolutely won the lottery to have people take care of me like that and not make selfish decisions in the face of raising a child. So I'm not going to waste that, I feel like. And that's not the conclusion he comes to. He's like, just do the same thing. And I'm like, no, why? Like, where does it end? Like, where in the bloodline are we going to have someone do something important? Like, why are we breeding? Honestly, that's my thought. Like, yeah.
No, dude, that's totally valid. I think it's like parents have no experience really except for the life they've lived. That's like everyone on earth. No one has any real experience besides the life they've lived. And so the easiest, most natural thing that most parents do is just tell their kids to do what they did, you know what I mean? Because especially if it kind of worked out for them, or tell their kids not to do what they did, you know what I mean? But it's really up to the individual person, the kid, to decide what he's going to do with his life, because genuinely no one else, like, no one else has your path, your gifts, your weaknesses, your strengths. It's like if they just tell you go be a doctor because that's what you're good at, they might be ruining the potential you had to be like the greatest lawyer on earth, you know what I mean? Like it's not as if
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, everyone's different, and it's like sometimes we like to pretend we're all the same, but we have different strengths and weaknesses, and I think everyone has some strength, everyone has some weakness. It's just about like finding the right thing and taking enough advantage of it, you know what I mean? And it's like I've always
Yeah.
known that I wanted to be an author. Like I've always known that was like my calling, my thing. So like is it wrong to pursue that because other people wouldn't have that opportunity, or do you just go after it because you know that it's like what you're made for in a way? I don't know.
Yeah. I just I have such a negative outlook on the working class, which is not it's not healthy. Like I love the work like the working class is the most important like group of people in every society. You know, if they're doing good, then your country's doing good. And right now the working class is not doing good. And so I have this super pessimistic view where it's like, you know, you're saying talking about doctors and lawyers, it's like based on what I've seen, if you're not making FU money on the internet somewhere, like all these sensations that you see, you're lost. Like you're still a slave. You're working hours that are inhumane. You're like making not for like not an equivalent gain in money. And the only way to get into a position that's still labor but pays you well is to have grown up in a family that's going to pour hundreds of thousands of dollars into you for college. And then you can become a plastic surgeon or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
tough.
I talk with my therapist a lot about this. He says like young people nowadays feel like they've been gypped. They feel like they missed this wave. And when you
Oh
have that
boy.
feeling, it's easy to have like a
Like
discontent about life for sure.
yeah, dude, like
That's a hard feeling. It's like we're one of the first generations in at least recent history, but more like in most of history where, you know, we're not making as much money as the previous generation made. And it feels like a small thing, but that actually has like a big impact on how we view the world. Like I know so many kids who feel like hopeless because they're like, well, I'm never going to be able to own a home, so like why should I have to like try so hard, you know what I mean? Like why should I have
yeah.
to slave away and I don't know. And the parents are usually able to like kind of take care of the kids, so they become like complacent. They're like, my family has this nice you, Mr. Goat. He just like rammed me for no reason. But yeah. Hey, stop. The goat's really attacking me.
Kill it. See if it drops anything. I'm
I did
curious.
kill him. They didn't drop anything.
But yeah, dude, like I get what you're saying, and it sucks when kids become complacent. You should like listen to the same stories coming out of Canada, dude. Canada is horrible. Canada's doing horrible, horrible, horrible right now in the same respect, and like to the degree in which we can't buy a home and we're kind of cursed with the inability to buy a home, it's like 10 times worse over there. Or at least
Yeah.
2 times worse. Like realistic numbers, like it's like doubly as bad. It's pretty bad. Like pretty bad.
Yeah, and it's like really all people want is like a fair chance. All people want is to feel like they still have an opportunity for success and for it's like the pursuit of happiness, you know what I mean? We're entitled to the ability to want to believe that we put in effort and you know, we can achieve something. And the American dream was always kind of like you're going to be able to like own a home and have the pursuit of happiness, have an economy that is enough of a meritocracy that you work hard and you'll be able to make something of yourself, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's
Yeah.
gone away, but it definitely feels a little bit like it's changed, you know what I mean, in some way. Now it feels like you are either going to somehow find a way to make stupid
A
money
billion
online, like
gajillion dollars.
some like crazy crypto thing, or you're just
Hmm.
gonna be poor. Like, and I know it's not that way, but like
Well,
that's
I
like
would.
what that's highlighted to us online. It makes it
Right.
seem like we have no other options, and that really gets to a lot of kids. Like that's like the negative part of hustle
Def-
culture.
it definitely doesn't help. You're definitely right.
Yeah, that's
It
like the
definitely.
negative part of hustle culture is like people feel like they have to like be an outlier to actually get what before was kind of just expected a little bit, you know.
Yeah, but like I would argue that it's pretty founded in results because the issue being is that the poor are getting poorer and the rich are getting richer. The gap is growing, and the feeling that a lot of kids are having that are our age is like, okay, well, if I'm not going to be rich, I'm going to die in this country as a poor, lower class citizen. Like I'm not going to make it out of here. I'm not going to be able to escape and have the freedom to travel to where I want to. Even like if I can't pull something out of thin air, make $1 million, and then leave, like I'm screwed. You know?
Yeah, it's true. Definitely can make that feeling. Yeah, that's how
So
a lot.
shout
What?
out to the people who are down. Shout out to the people who are still like still have faith in politics or still pushing for policies that are less corrupt and politicians that are less corrupt and pushing for like the pushback of the absolute defamation of our currency. Like there's people who still have hope. There's people who are still going to work and maintaining society as we know it. Those people are the most courageous people on the planet. They're fighting a war that we don't even realize is most of the time. A lot of people are stuck in the mud when it comes to information, just seeing what they want to see, not seeing that this kind of sucks. The whole situation we're in, it's not good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's sort of like a. I mean, like the weird thing is, we still have it better here than everywhere else. That's the hard thing.
And
Because then it's like,
I would argue against that. Well, for one, it changes from state to state, but like
no, like worldwide,
there
we definitely do though. Like,
there are
yeah,
there are democratic societies that are doing better than us on paper, but
fair.
I agree that the paper stuff like doesn't mean anything when we've got the best geography of all the countries. We've
Well,
got the best location to have a
I mean,
country
like
and stuff like that.
in most places, most of the world population is in like absolute abject poverty. Like literally,
Yeah,
like way worse than we even like realize. And
yeah, that's
I know
true.
people try to like use that as like some reason to, I don't know, like it's hard because like you can acknowledge that without like
Feeling guilty.
and still feeling the same way you feel because all of that is still valid. Like it's not like we should just accept whatever things our government does
Hmm.
because I don't know. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, to sum that up, I think there's a lot that goes into that part of society that is, sad and gloomy, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to discuss that anymore, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm kind of feeling, yeah, I
Feeling
feel
the same
that.
way.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I these are the things that I already feel like I dwell upon too much, you know what I mean? In my life lately, I've just felt a little bit like lost and confused and like I'm naturally
Yeah.
kind of like an anxious person. It feels like the world around me tends to get to me more than I'd like it to and definitely those things are like things that I feel like everyone our age is already feeling and it's good
Thinking
to
about.
talk about it, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I
I
guess
mean, I feel like everybody's getting lost in the sauce is maybe the point you're trying to make. We're already lost in the sauce. We don't have to like pour more fettuccine right
no,
now.
yeah. It's like with my own life, I've really been feeling lost lately. Like it feels like I don't know. It feels like I'm not satisfied with where I'm at in my life, and so I end up just living for like progress. Like I'm just trying to achieve things to feel like I'm getting closer to my goal.
Mm,
But underneath all of that, like I don't really like know what I want or what it's all for. Or, like I've just started to live just for the progress itself without I don't know really feeling any of it. I guess you know what I
yeah,
mean.
dude,
It's
that's
just about
deep, dude.
numbers.
That is deep, man. That's like holy heck. That's apocalyptic. I'm sure like a lot of people relate with that as well. Like a lot of kids in the gym that I talk to and I meet at my local gym, they're just like, yeah, man, I don't really got anything else going on in my life anymore, and they're like jacked as heck, you know.
Yeah,
It's like they're just doing
it's
it for
like
the
we're all
progress.
just
That's all that
kind of
matters.
lacking a little bit of meaning, and so we just try to like invest in ourselves. But it's like, I don't know, maybe there isn't a point of any of the progress. Maybe it's just for the life experience, I guess, or to get more of the life you want. But sometimes I just find myself asking, like, like, what is this all for? Like, what is it all leading to? Like, what do you actually want in this moment? Sometimes I find myself thinking, what if I achieve everything I want out of this life? I'm totally financially stable. I never have to worry about money again. I'm a published author. Like, all my dreams have come true. Like, what do I just want to do with my free time? Like, what does my life look like? And sometimes I don't really know. I'm just kind of like, I guess I'll be like, just, I don't know, just chilling by outside, like doing something. I don't know. That's why like it's so important to pursue the things you really care about. Because like when all the money situation is figured out, I guess really what you're gonna be wanting next is the thing that fulfills you. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
why it means so much to me to want to get in a position where I'm doing the thing that fulfills me, either for my money or I've already figured out the money, so I don't need to like survive off of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's mm, yeah. It's like you can work for your whole life and live some sort of life, you know, at least you're alive and at least you can think about creative pursuits still. So it can be very worth it to just work, you know, mediocrely, and I don't even know if that's a word, but I don't know.
I think what I've realized is like creation is what fulfills me the most. Creation is what really makes it all feel worth it. It's like a Minecraft world. You can have all the diamonds you want, but does that mean as much as the house you built? Like, of course not.
Oh, dude, it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
I'm bringing in all the lessons from Minecraft.
We both recognized that those were bars right away, dude. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Spitting
mean,
heat.
I feel like just we live in kind of a culture where people are very focused on like, the short term, long term kind of thing where like they're
Yeah.
focused on like how they can get into a position where they have everything right in the physical world, where they have all the money they need for all of their, just base like aspects of this reality so they don't have to go and like slave away and they can afford everything they want. But then it's like, what's beyond that? There's a few paths, but I feel like most people end up going in the wrong direction. Then they start to indulge in their ego in a way and invest in their ego in a way. Like they'll buy sports cars and they'll like pay for followers online so they can have tons of people see how good their life is and all these things going on and it's like everyone is kind of at that point looking for what actually fulfills them because you can only think about what genuinely gives your life meaning once you have the ability to like keep yourself alive, once you're independent and self-sufficient. But it's like I'd argue that really the most important thing is like what gives you meaning, because like sometimes you can spend your entire life fighting to get into the position where you can finally focus on that and you never quite get there. Like lots of people are able to work their whole lives and not retire, you know what I mean? Not be able to
Yeah.
start thinking about the bigger picture. It's like we fight for this physical reality and then eventually we realize that there's
That's
more
not what
to
the
it, that
fight was about.
that was just like the base of it, and really they should have been fighting for their happiness in a way. I
I
don't
feel
know.
like that's what a lot of old people get at, you know, when you ask them for advice. They're like, dude, start praying. Like, start thinking about God. Ask the big questions, like, right now. I know you're caught up, like, trying to evolve in your career, but you gotta, they always reference spirituality of some sort or religion, but both that go hand in hand, just ask the deep questions. You really think there's nothing else there to think about?
Yeah, it's like I know a lot of people. I ask them like what they want out of their life, and they just like talk about their career, and I'm like, is that what you want, or is that just a means to an end? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like we have such a mindset around like working hard and achieving things, but like to what ends? You know what I mean? Because that's not actually like what is life about? What is the meaning of life? And it's like most people
Yeah.
obviously couldn't give you a straight answer. They might say like happiness, something along those lines. But honestly, I would say it's my favorite word we mentioned last time. Like it's a state of like eudaimonia. Like when you feel like your life is flourishing, like whatever that means for you, that is when life is actually worth it. That's when it's fulfilling, and that's what
Yeah.
gives your life meaning. And that's different for everybody, and it's something you have to find internally. And most people, like, I don't know, they don't realize it's like it's making progress in life. You know what I mean? And what is that progress for you? Like, it's like a question that I don't know, that isn't often asked, I guess.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I love that you've taught me that word. That's like my favorite word too. But I can never pronounce it. What is it?
Eudaimonia
Eudaimonia. And what does it mean?
means like flourishing kind of thing. It's like the Stoics would
Hmm.
talk about like everyone. It's like we talked about that one time. It's like everyone in a way kind of has their burning bush. Like I do think everyone has like a dream beyond just the basics, and it's just most people don't allow themselves to feel that dream, and it doesn't have to be some massive thing. For a lot of people, that's just like I
Yeah.
want to have kids someday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like
And I do I
that.
do I do see that like people just don't act out on that or give it validity because they probably are having the same issue that I've had before that I mentioned earlier. It's like, well, who am I to dream about that? Like other people have it worse, you know. It's just something with self worth. I've heard people say a lot. Most men just live in quiet desperation, you know,
Hmm.
like they want something desperately within their heart, but their mind is like, dude, who the heck are you to even like be talking about that right now? Like you're in debt, your credit cards, like you're out of shape, like your mind is your biggest enemy. That's also something that I've learned. You really have no enemies until you start making enemies with people. Your one natural enemy is your mind all the time. And so that's a good path to focus on when it comes to improvement is make like turning your mind into your friend instead of your enemy because that is its natural state, I swear. Like it will prey upon you, suck your energy out of you, not let you do anything. Like first you need to be self-aware enough to like even recognize what your mind is saying, what it's telling you in dreams. It's you're having dreams, you need to start keeping a dream journal so that you understand what's going on in your subconscious and where all these blockages are coming from and what you're telling yourself, your internal dialogue on a daily basis is.
Yeah, it's like mental health in general is just like not focused upon enough. It's like we get
Yeah.
like trapped into thinking that all you need to keep up with is your physical reality, is like your survival, just
Mhm.
things like that. But honestly, think that's missing something in a big way.
Yeah, dude, I've been on like a mental and spiritual uh journey, I feel like for a long time, and it's been so worth it, man.
Ah, what am I doing? This
Do
looks
you need more
terrible.
cobblestone? Did I get you enough?
Um, yeah, just get more. You can never have enough stone. Literally, like we have so many building projects ahead of us to do. I haven't even used a lot of it, but I doubt it's enough. Yeah,
Oh, wait, no, I
iron.
went out to get glass. I at least need to get that first for sure.
Yeah.
Because that's why I'm outside. I just found like a cave and I'm like tempted to go back into it. I don't know, maybe I should. We also need iron.
It's like some of it's just like the little things that fulfill you. I don't know, like learning Spanish has been really nice for me. For some reason, something about like learning a new language, I really have enjoyed it. And I don't think it's like for the practical reasons necessarily. It's not because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna love talking with people in this language. It's just something about me just really enjoys like that specific part of this reality, like learning a new language, like something about that is just like, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I think we're all different people. There are different things that fulfill us.
I was
And
just about to say that. Like we're two separate people entirely. Like something that I'm passionate about is literally just straight up combat. I want to become very proficient with a handgun, a very competent striker and wrestler. It's like these are things that I could see would kind of like help me. But those are physical things, but I'd say that I've earned myself the right to think about these physical pursuits because I've been on a mental and spiritual journey for a long time already,
Well, I guess when I
and I
said
think I have it.
physical, I meant like survival before. Something like
Oh,
that is more of like a discipline, like a practice, something you want to like kind of like build up over time, you know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
And I think
Okay.
that's kind of what life is built upon, for sure.
Man, it's so weird that like we gotta communicate ideas to each other as humans and like misunderstand each other, dude. I really hope that we are able to um entertain people, man. Like that's a big one. That's a really big one.
You
Like
want to be able to
connecting
entertain
people.
people.
Yeah, connecting people. Like with this, man. I hope people listen to this. And I hope people feel cozy. I hope people like enjoy listening to us. That's a good thought. You know, I just thought of that. It's a good thought.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Definitely. I've always not necessarily entertained people. I've always wanted to be able to make an impact on people. Like I think that's why I like creative pursuit so much is like the feeling of like I don't know, it's like we're a social species. In a way most things we do are for each other. We're just not we're thinking about it in more of like a selfish way, like how we can
Yeah.
gain from each other or like what that does for our ego. But it's like service has always been a big thing for me that's made me feel kind of like my life has more meaning, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. Okay, well, let's talk about something more personal that feels more natural to us. Like what would I bring up to you right now if it was just us two? No audience, no nothing, no microphones. It's like, man, buddy, I'm confident in our futures. I will say that. I'm very confident with where we're going. I'm excited for this year. It's a cool year.
Yeah, me too. That's something that I can definitely get behind. Is like I'm sort of an anxious person in general, but I'd like to be excited about the year. You know, I'd like to always believe and be bullish on my future because like if you don't, then it's like what's gonna keep you pushing ahead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yep.
I really like Minecraft though. I feel like this is a good chill game. I honestly like, although I think this series has the potential to do really well. I'm not that concerned with how well it does. In fact, I think we should almost have the mindset we're just making this for ourselves. Because not only does that feel more natural, but like, I feel like you shouldn't have any expectations on anything because, I don't know, it's just like, how do I put this? It's sort of like the thing is limited by your expectation of it, you know what I mean? Like, if it's just allowed to exist in the way that it is, I feel like the universe will fulfill the purpose this thing has, you know what I mean? Like, if this series is meant to, for some reason, reach a lot of people, then I'm here for that. If it's not meant to, it's just meant to be a little passion project we make together that we find enjoyable and a couple people like alongside us. I think that's awesome too. Like I realized that the other day when I was at work and I was listening to our first episode, I was like, dude, like it's so funny that like this is all I want to listen to right now. I listened to it like 4 times at work and I'm like probably most people wouldn't find it as like incredible as I do because I was actually a part of it. It's something that we kind of made together, but I'm just like, you know, I'm tired of having to like have expectations on all these things in my life, and I'm ready to start letting things just be what they are because it's like
Amen, dude.
I have no clue, you know what I mean? Like I have free will, I can do things, but beyond the effort I put in, I can't control what happens, you know what I mean? That's why like with everything I'm doing creatively, like with this YouTube channel and the other thing or with this thing we're just starting now, I want to just start having no expectations and just seeing what becomes of it because I feel like whatever plan I might have, the universe always has a much better plan and it always gets its way, you know what I mean? Like turns out I'm never right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never right about what I think's going to happen. Somehow
Yeah,
I'm
it's
always
like
proven wrong by the world.
according to our human judgment, nothing ever goes to plan, but then something happens in the future and you realize it was all a plan in the first place that you just couldn't comprehend.
Yeah, sometimes it genuinely really be like that. I'm probably gonna
Yeah.
replace this roof with deep slate ore eventually because
Cool.
because it's
That
just
sounds
like
cool.
it fits this too well, but it's fine for now because it's all we have. We just need a roof, and I can just tear off all the stairs and make something new later. But I honestly think it's taking shape pretty good actually.
Good.
So I'm pretty happy with how this is looking so far, honestly.
Good. Oh, I feel like a kid in a candy store right now, man. I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's the thing is like having fun is really what it's all about. Whatever you feel like you enjoy in the moment, that's really important. That's like what gets you excited about life. That's why like when
Yeah.
people say like video games are bad, I feel like it's all subjective. Maybe it's not the most productive thing you could do, but I don't necessarily regret most of the time I spend on video games. It depends, but it's like if it's something like this where I'm spending time with someone I care about and like we're making memories, then like it could be anything that we would feel that way about. That's just, yo, it's snowing, dude.
It started raining over where I'm at. I'm not in the snow anymore.
It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, wow. See, like something like this is a magic that no one else would understand except for us in this moment. You know what I mean? That's where like posting it on YouTube is awesome, but also like no one's going to be able to grasp the way we are feeling the same. Oh, the trees turn white, dude. That's cool.
That's awesome. That
It's
sounds
like
pretty.
it's like a unique experience that only we'll get because only we are in the moment doing it. And I love to be able to share experiences like that with other people. Like when some of my videos have done really well on that other channel, I have like specific memories about that makes me laugh that these people actually ended up watching something like this when I remember like some weird death I had on this zombies map when I was recording that or like something else that happened or
Yeah. Yeah.
just
You remember
something
how frustrated you were, but then people ended up loving it.
like this. I literally just, oh my gosh, my pickaxe just broke right as I got up to my roof finally. Let's see, you put some
Yeah,
iron
because
in
you know
here.
what's hard about podcasts? It's like what people enjoy listening to the most for hours and hours on end is like social commentary, political commentary, like yeah, and I mean, let's be honest, we that's probably mostly what we talk about. We either talk about what's going on in our inner circle in, very personal stuff or what's going on in the outer realm and it's very yeah, so I feel like finding topics to talk about, especially because I haven't really done this much, is pretty hard. It's pretty hard to flow off of the type of vibes you're given, but like
Yeah.
it's still possible. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing I experienced with the YouTube channel is like yeah, like I started to feel like I was someone was making topics based on what I thought would do well, not necessarily like what I
What you
enjoyed
wanted
the
to talk about.
most. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, because like if we're not having any expectations and we're pretending there is no YouTube, then we really would be talking about some deep stuff probably.
And we'd probably enjoy it more. Like that's kind of the vision that I've had for this. I want it to be something like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, definitely like if we're not feeling it, then it can just be whatever it is. Like it doesn't have to be perfect. Even if some
Ooh,
episodes are a little
yeah.
slow and more focused on the Minecraft, I feel like that's
Yeah, and
fine.
I do want to say earlier, like when we started getting into politics and we had to like make that cut, that jump, um, we should totally be able to like, we need to tell each other when we're not feeling the topic anymore because we probably both feel a pressure to keep talking since it's
Hmm.
recorded. So.
Yeah, I want this to be as unprofessional as possible. Honestly, like I think
Okay.
that's because I think professionality is just not as entertaining as like off the cuff, just what we're doing. You know what I mean?
For real.
It's kind of how like it's kind of the vision I had for this for sure. Is just that kind of vibe, and I think even like this, like we're literally talking about like the meta of how we're feeling about this new YouTube thing. I might literally just leave this in here because people
Do
will
it.
feel like more. I don't know how to explain like more relate like. I don't even know. They'll feel more of
More
a
personal with
connection.
us.
Yeah, they'll feel more of a connection with us for what
Yeah,
we're
because
going through with this new
this
experience
is
it's
an
been.
open, exactly. This is an open veil. We're not like hiding anything. So.
Yeah, I agree. Might even literally like leave in that whole thing there where we were like talking about like, okay, wait, when should we cut it? Should we cut this part out with the political? I think people would find that hilarious. Or I mean, like,
They probably would.
I'll
They would
definitely
be caught off guard for
I'll
sure.
definitely cut out a lot of it, but I don't know, like, it's almost like better if it's just something like just so unprofessional that people can look behind the curtain a little bit. I feel like that's why you know, Nico really blew up, or why a lot of these people I look up to in this space have done well, is just because they weren't afraid to be unprofessional. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
What am I
But that
doing?
did take up that probably did take up a good 20-minute chunk, and it would leave out a lot of probably what we're gonna say and what we've been saying. So
No, yeah, I'm definitely not gonna put it all in there. There's a lot of stuff I'm gonna edit around, but yeah,
how much editing effort are you planning on putting into this project?
I don't know. Probably will depend on the episode. Last episode I didn't put in any. Remember?
Yeah.
No. Might edit that out. No, I'm just kidding.
Man, okay. If you're a viewer and you've made it to here, I want you to send this video to my Gmail so that I can watch it, because he refuses to let me look it up to not ruin the algorithm.
Nah, you can look it up. I don't care.
Okay,
I,
bad.
I shared it to my YouTube channel. I decided to, so it's pretty much
Oh,
in.
to your other one?
Yeah, I sent the link into a community post for the Minecraft people.
That is
So-
lit.
So it's pretty much public domain now. I was gonna tell you, but I forgot.
Yeah, dude, I'll listen to our episodes tomorrow. If you release this one tonight, then I'll have 2 episodes to listen to on your channel tomorrow at
Yeah.
work.
See, like, people just watching me like be so indecisive with this building project are probably like, "Come on, get it done, boy.
Make
Get it
something cool.
done." Literally, I'm such a bad builder, honestly.
You're
I'm a-
horrible. You're ass. You're trash.
I am a bad builder, but I create some beautiful buildings because I never give up.
Yes, sir. Bars. Yo, should I freestyle for the vlog?
Do it.
Yo, my homie's a builder, and he's looking pretty bad, but through his perseverance, he never ends up sad. 'Cause something that you learn in life is nothing is lost in strife. It all has hope. So cope with the best advice. Ooh.
Trash. I'm just
I yeah. Off the cup. I didn't even have any idea what that would be like. And that's what it was.
No, that was chill. That was
So
chill.
take it or leave it, 'cause it was what it was. Oh gosh, I'm dying. I'm
You're
dying. I'm
dying?
dying. Sleep, dude. Sleep. Please sleep.
Come on,
Ugh.
don't blow me up while I'm sleeping. Come on, hurry.
Dude, I love this episode. I've been steady exploring like the mountain ranges around us this whole time. Ever since I stopped mining. This is awesome.
I'm not loving this episode because I'm so bad at building.
Do you want to switch jobs, bro? I can try adding on to our building.
No, don't touch it. It's mine. Just kidding.
Man. Ugh.
I think like I don't know. I like to be like if I start a project, I like to be the one to finish it. You know what I mean?
I feel that. I'll be in charge of I'll take executive action on some other build projects.
I agree. That's a good approach. Maybe I'll build
Dude,
like
I
a little
love
chimney here.
I love being this age, man. I don't know. I feel so good, and I feel good about the fact that it's only getting better. Like the jump from 14 to 17, even the jump from 17 to 19, these are like huge, man. Huge.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, especially, you know, I've seen online lately, they're kind of like, I don't know if they're doing it for views or if it's just like how they're feeling. Either way, I totally get it. Is like, they're kind of like talking about like how nostalgic they are for life or like how they like miss when they were younger or they miss their childhood. And I totally see where they're coming from. There's a lot of hard parts about growing up, but I'd rather be an adult, honestly. Like, there's a lot of things I've really liked about growing up to an age where I can understand the world better and I can kind of see things from the higher perspective and things. I don't know. I've really liked that part
Yeah.
of growing up.
I have found a lot of answers by like exploring politics myself, you know. I'm not trying to get back into politics, but being able to understand and look at a bunch of different points of view and listen to who I want to listen to, take advice from other people and digest it as an adult is what I'm saying.
No, yeah, I feel that.
I feel much more competent.
Valid AF, my good sir. Valid AF.
Man, what are you having for dinner? I still haven't cooked dinner, I just realized. That's okay. Maybe I won't eat dinner.
I'm not sure. Probably some beef.
Definitely. Are you gonna make them into burgers?
Yeah. That's what I do literally every single meal. I don't know why I'm saying I don't know what's for
Right.
dinner. I definitely do.
Yeah, dude, I got this nasty beef. Like my parents are helping me out with the diet, but I definitely need to raise the alarm that the beef that they just got from Costco is like the most factory farmed red dye 40 bull crap I've ever had in my life.
Jeez.
It's so rubbery, and like the blood that comes out of the meat and into the package is like really thick, and that freaks me out. It's like that's not blood, that's red dye 40. That's
Red dye 30.
Yo, I didn't want to climb over all of this snow. I didn't want to climb over this mountain, so I dug through it. Look up on the mountain right in front of you. Right in front of you towards the chimney you're building. Hello.
Yo, my boy has returned. How's the house looking?
Lit.
Thank
I'm
you.
marking my staircase. I made a staircase to that realm of.
It's like I feel like no one is going to be as critical of your effort as you are, you know what I mean? Definitely have felt that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm too hard on myself when it comes to a lot of things, but it's like sometimes good enough is perfect. Or I mean, not perfect, but like something's good enough is good enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's coming along. I mean, it's not like
I think it's pretty.
I'm not
I
like
think
an
it's
epic
cool.
Minecraft gamer or anything, but
Yeah, I have a different approach to building than you do. You always make things look like structures that you see in real life, like houses. Like they resemble, something that you'd see in real
as
life.
opposed to what?
As
Like,
opposed to what I do, man, like I literally just like build a structure and then geometrically add on to it. Like with more rooms and more structures and more ladders and more like just purely based on the geometry of it. It's pretty sick.
do we have any like wood logs left, or did I use all of them?
I just got a bunch, but you probably. Oh my gosh! What the heck?
Sean, go fix that. You put a water bucket.
No, I didn't. I put a torch and it melted the snow.
Ah, that's what happened.
But either way, there's water up there.
Yeah, I mean, like, back to what we were saying earlier, I really just want this to be just something that we do for ourselves and not even think about the views, because, like, something that real and genuine is what people actually really vibe with, you know what I mean? And that'll be a process. The good thing is, like, it's not necessarily that creeper's like drowning in the snow up there. That's the good thing. It's like all the mobs are going to be dying in the snow. They can't handle the environment. But yeah, like, that's the thing is, like, it's not a let's play, so some people only watch our later episodes. They won't watch the early ones. So like it literally like we can have episodes that are better or worse than others, but they'll all be good and they'll all have a place and it'll be up and down, you know what I mean? That's what I like about this is like it doesn't have to be burdened like a let's play does with like someone needing to watch every episode to understand. Cuz they're not tuning in to see how good a builder I am. They're tuning in to hear how stupid I am.
I don't even think there's a point in moving stuff yet, because we don't even have any like rooms built in there.
We'll just like put our beds in there.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So we yeah, like we can leave this little thing right here. But yeah, I really enjoy doing these. I think that's what's most important. Like, I have my main channel if I'm just focused on like something I've already built up that can get views and stuff like that, but something like this that's just chill and fun, and you making a staircase out of dirt.
I'll break it later.
Oh, there's a wolf, dude. Okay, never mind. The thumbnail picture can wait. Let's tame this boy.
Yeah.
I've always
He can
wanted
be yours.
an ice pup. Thank you, good sir. He can be my puppy.
He's
Oh,
coming to you, dude.
You got 4 stacks of iron, dude?
Yeah.
That's wild. Wait, where'd all our bones go? Oh,
They're in the chest with the mob stuff. I mean the not the chest, the barrel on the far left,
Okay.
above the
And
campfire.
I have a name tag. We can name him because you got us so much iron.
Dude, he's so pretty. He's so cool. He really is an ice wolf. Oh, he's angry. He's angry at the fox. He's gonna kill the fox. Tame him, hurry.
I can't stop him. Stop. Bad. Bad wolf.
Hey,
It's too late.
oh.
Wow, that just took a dark turn. Wow. You're cute, but that was kind of messed up. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Come here, pup.
Snowball fight. Oh no, your dog is gonna attack
Wait,
me now.
stop,
No,
stop.
no.
That's what you
Wait,
get.
let it up. Let it up.
No.
See if it attacks me. I need to know.
It won't.
Ah,
It's just
Okay,
gonna keep
well.
attacking you until you die.
that's really bad. That's really bad.
It's alright. He'll be an outdoor dog. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Well, if you watched all the way to the end here, I don't know how much of this has been a very strange episode. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna cut out. You might get an outside look at us, like the growing pains of starting this process, or building this house, or all the strange little parts of this. But you know, you won't get an experience like this anywhere else on the internet. That's the case. You know what I mean? Like, there's gonna be nothing else like this ever. So if you don't subscribe right now and watch all of our hour-long block talks, you're gonna be missing out on an experience you'll never get again. And yeah,
You simply won't be optimal, my friend. In order to be optimal, you have to subscribe.
there you go. Subscribe, like all our videos, you know. But yeah, here's the house. Final look. Pretty fire. So far.
Also to be optimal in Sigma awesomeness,
work
you
to
gotta
be
you
done.
gotta Venmo me. So I don't know if you knew that, but
Yo,
I'll plug my Venmo.
We'll leave our Cash Apps and Venmos in the description below. No, I'm just But yeah, honestly, this looks sick, dude. Like, you know, you were skeptical a little bit at first, I think, of this location, but it's like a little cabin surrounded by giant ice walls, dude. This is dope. And we can start planting cherry blossom trees all along the edges at the top, and it'll literally be like so sick.
I agree.
Alrighty, well,
Well, it's been fun.
all right. Yeehaw! You forgot the yeehaw.
Oh.